Hi, I'm Jamie. This is Dead Dodge Garage, and I need a win. Everything around here is a huge, complicated project. Everything I try to do involves 10,000 steps before I can actually do the thing. I have to plan, make important decisions, and spend lots and lots of money. Everything that's supposed to be like easy and straightforward and just take a few hours isn't, and doesn't. So today, I'm gonna do something easy. I'm gonna fix everything wrong with my 68 Charger in 3 easy steps. Step 1 is move 4 other cars to get it out of there. Step 2 is knock the mud off it real quick. And step 3, well, we'll see that in a minute. 1. I already moved that one off camera, so that's 2. 3. And 4. I don't even know where I'm gonna put this one. What a perfect day and time to wash a car, right? It'll be a miracle if the hose isn't frozen solid. Hello, Charger. What is that smell? Yeah. You gotta love the heater valve in the manifold that actually works. Sometimes I forget that I own this car, and I forget that it has under 89,000 original miles. Oh, the brakes were like lock solid. It did move though. When I parked it in there, there wasn't a Bel Air, a tractor, a 440, a Cummins, and a pile of wood in the way, but I managed. This thing is gorgeous. I'm very much looking forward to fixing everything wrong with it in a minute here. Wow, for one of my cars, it really doesn't leak that much. This is from something unrelated. The smell could have been the long forgotten coffee cup in the back seat, I suppose. I haven't driven this car in like 3 months. Well, maybe once. For one thing, it's the rainy, muddy season, and usually the road is not dry like this, so I like to keep the treasures inside and drive junk. Ooh, Toyota. Oh, that's not great. That might just be water now. Ah, it's only mostly water. Oh, that is a problem. Only the finest of equipment around here. Okay, it's not gonna be a thorough washing, but we'll get the big chunks, I guess. Oh, I don't really need to worry about these. That's nice. Why is the wind blowing sideways? Listen, it can't be worse. Where is my microfiber? I'd hate to have water spots. Well, there's definitely not much fuel left, judging by how the fuel gauge is like well below 0. But I think there's enough left to like knock some water off of it. I like this car. I forgot, what is that noise? How could there possibly be that much wind noise at 30 miles an hour? Whoa, okay. I guess I'm not going on a test drive. There's a car in a tree. All right. You know, I had every intention of giving these tires a farewell burnout, but where am I gonna do that now? Yeah, they're back that way. Can't miss them, they're parked in a tree. Well, this is unfortunate. My right turn signal won't stay on by itself anymore. Also, the whole column is falling apart. Okay, now that it's clean, we put it right in the mud hole. It's a perfect plan, nothing can go wrong. Multiple commenters on the convertible video said something about pooling money together to get me some rock. It's not that expensive, I know where to buy it, and I have a tractor. Obviously that's in my plan. It's just, I also need to fix the plumbing for the shop, which is like in a hole over there, and like I said, everything involves like 10,000 steps. Have I ever mentioned that I hate the feel of microfiber? Well, I really do. Ah, it's too late. It's already water spotted. There we go. Now it's beautiful. As long as you stand this far back and squint. Ah, who am I kidding? It doesn't matter what I do. This thing always looks like a mint one owner on camera. And people always tell me what a nice car it is, no matter how many times I tell them it isn't. Ah, crap, I forgot.
Figured out where to do a burnout.
If any of your friends ever tell you that a stock 383 doesn't do awesome stuff, show them this video. And then remind them that those are 295s, and this thing spun both of them through a 323 gear with no problem, with authority even. And then get different friends, because you don't need that kind of negativity in your life. Dang, that's pretty. Hang on, I got distracted. Yep, it's a Toyota. The lake was growing. This is unacceptable. See, this is what I'm saying. It's been like an hour. I can't just do a thing. I have to do like 3,000 things. Anyway, back to fixing everything wrong with the charger. I hate these wheels. All right, maybe that's a little strong. I strongly dislike these wheels. I have always strongly disliked these wheels. They're just like the most boring modern 5-spoke you could pick. You want a muscle wheel that you can buy at Les Schwab? There you go, the Torque Thrust 2. It's not bad looking, it's just not what I want. I like stuff like this. Okay, sure, it should really be painted body color, but you know, day one, original wheels. But I'm very much into day two. I have always loved slot mags. Those are my favorite wheel. But when I got my Demon here and my first set of Kraggers, I realized how much I love those. The problem on this car has always been fitment. Look at all that dish. These wheels are like 11 inches deep. It's crazy. They ordered these humongous hunks of chrome, but they couldn't be bothered to get the back spacing right. So the tire's not centered in the wheel well at all. And there's like 2 inches free space here to the leaf spring. This tire always rubbed, but it got a whole lot worse on the drive home from Oregon. And the whole time I've had this car, I've been thinking, what do I do? I can't put another set of 295s on there because this'll happen. Unless I get new wheels that space them inward like an inch. Am I gonna get these? I don't like these, I just said that. This thing's my highway cruiser. Does it need 295s? No. So last time I had this car on video, I put it to you, the viewer. What the heck do I put on this thing? I kind of already knew what I wanted to put on this thing, but I thought I'd ask anyway. And the overwhelming response from the viewership, like by a really large margin, was Magnum 500s, right? Like the most generic, predictable charger wheel ever. They just look right on them. So I listened to your advice, and I bought a set of Kraggers. Now, it's not that I don't value your opinions. I do. Hey, a bunch of people said Kraggers too. And a bunch of people said slot mags. And of course, as I mentioned, those are like my favorite wheel. But I already tried some on this car, and I didn't like it. I don't know why either. Well, I do. They weren't like super mega polished. Maybe if they were super mega polished, they'd look good on this car. It just needs shiny, you know? I was always gonna take whatever cool wheels I liked that I could get my hands on easily. The cheapest, easiest, fastest solution. So imagine my surprise and delight when these Kragger takeoff wheels from a 68 Charger RT appeared as if by magic. It might have been a 69 RT. That is not an important detail. It was a really nice looking car though. It's getting ruined. I mean, modernized. So that's cool. More good parts for us. The other problem with the wheel package on the Charger now, of course, tires. So the good news is these beautiful Mickey Thompson Sportsman STs are a lot older than my second grader and probably drier than the Desert Sands inside, but they look good. On the back, we've got 275 60R15s, the perfect size for one of these cars if you ask me. And the fronts are 245s. Unfortunately, they're unilug. I'm not excited about that, but you know, it's not a a race car. I think it'll be okay. I did see pictures of these on the other car. It looked amazing. So yeah, I was ready to buy. I'm gonna finish getting these cleaned up, and then we'll put them on my car. Hopefully that looks amazing. Of course, I am doing all this with full knowledge that these tires are gonna be covered in mud the moment the thing leaves the shop. It'll look good for 5 minutes though. I know I get excited a lot, but I'm getting excited. These wheels came with all the special magnets with the shanks and the washers. So that's great, but somehow I only just thought of something. Half of them say L because the charger they came off of had factory lug studs. This thing, with its front disc brake conversion, doesn't. Well, I actually don't remember on this wheel. Maybe they are still backwards and that's why they're totally different and huge and stupid and I can't even get them off with the cap in there. Oh, I got them tight last time. That's the good news. Oh, good. These are still backwards. So at least I can probably get them all mounted with some lug nuts. Look, Ma. No feet. Oh yeah, this caliper had a leak, but I think it magically stopped. Or maybe I actually fixed it. I can't remember. If you own a classic Mopar and this hasn't been done, I'm just warning you. It needs lower control arm bushings. So anyway, I started mounting. What is all that? Is that overspray fading from sitting in one position for 30 years? Ugh. Maybe they polished them but forgot to turn them. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what happened. These all look really good from one angle. Oh, I like it. It's so much better already. Can't wait to let the air shocks down. Oh, I might have just gotten lucky. I think there are only 5 left-handed ones. So much unilugness. I stand corrected, there are more L's. Okay. The good news is, I'm a hoarder. Yay! Everything's all awesome, except I'm missing one washer. But I'm still a hoarder. There we go. Oh, I do not regret this decision. Not even a little. Oh, that's where that is. Anyway. Yes! I love it! It's awesome. The front end will probably settle a little bit more once it rolls. What do you think? Krager SS, great wheel or greatest wheel? Well, other than slots, of course. This is so much better. They nailed it when they ordered these wheels. This is perfect. Well, okay, it could be an inch out, but that's fine. I just love it so much more this way. There's a die cast that's this color red with the white top and white interior. And they are apparently highly sought after. Jamie Atwood, that's me. From Josh Jesh in North Dakota. It's pretty cool. Oh, it's beautiful. It's exactly my car, but tiny. And with the wrong wheels, but that's fine. Look at this though.
Packing peanuts. The herpes of shipping.
Luckily we're in your shipping room, so it's perfect. Oh, the little die cast is so cool. My sincerest thanks to the Jesh brothers, and my apologies for the cap prints all over it. Of course, we can't talk little chargers without mentioning this one from Functional Histories. Don't mind the missing hood, it's in there somewhere. See? Magnums, the most generic charger wheel imaginable. I am so much happier with the Kragers. Not ideal test drive conditions, but I have to move it because mail trucks. Torquing things. What a good idea. I rattled them on with an impact gun and yeah, they were not tight. I rolled the car back and forth a couple times and slammed on the brakes to settle the suspension, and here's what it looks like now. I think the front end could actually come up a little bit, but I like it. Let's see what it looks like out in the daylight and the rain. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. I knew the moment that I saw Mike's 69 Charger that I picked up in Chicago that the Kragers were what I was gonna want. Those were only 14s though, which means these are better, I guess. Remind me to fix this. There's a bolt missing. It's a bummer these tires are so ancient and horrible. They really need to go. I love the look. I wonder if they still make them. No idea. You know, I drove out of the driveway at like 2 miles an hour trying to keep the wheels clean. As you can see, it didn't work. Anyway, I'm pleased. Stay. Good charger. Hey, remember that vibration in the charger? A lot of things starting to make sense. Don't you even think about it, dude. That's right, you better run. That wasn't so hard. It only took 2.5 hours for some reason, and I'm late for dinner. So that's great. Hey, thanks for watching. And remember, lower, lower, lower your expectations until you finally achieve a goal. I didn't fix everything wrong with it. It still needs a radiator really badly. Yeah, great.